Recording. Yes, I started recording. Okay, so today we're having a debate on the topic: Is AI being a threat for employment? And Ayush is supporting this ideology, and I'm against the ideology of AI being a threat. Okay, so we are giving ourselves 2 minutes to think because these are all impromptu topics we are taking from ChatGPT. Okay, chalo, 2 minutes. See you at 10:17 a.m. Is it time?
Yes, I think so.
Yep. Are you starting with the discussion? Debate.
Uh, okay, I can start. So, all right. So, AI is a threat to employment is our topic. We have seen the rise of AI in the recent few years. The tools like ChatGPT, Bard, Grok AI, uh, DeepSeek, and many other tools or many other AI tools are on the rise. But is it necessarily a good thing, or is this a good thing or not? So let us deep dive more into it. I think AI is taking over the employment in various ways. Tools like Ghibli Art, which we seen recently in the trend, are taking over the creative task of like drawing or art making, uh, which which is a main source of income for many people. And also, art is a very cultural form, and it helps us to preserve the culture. And if AI to take over every art form, then the artist will suffer a lot, and their creativity will affect a lot. Another disadvantage of AI or how it can affect is the result can be very biased. So for example, AI like DeepSeek is fed on the data by the creator, and it tend to be very biased because the data is limited to their knowledge only. So the recent incident when we were asked to name few northeastern state of India to DeepSeek, it was not able to generate it because of the India and China border concerns. There are various such issues where the data fit to it is limited and sometimes can be biased. So we can't totally rely on AI every time. Also, over depending on AI can lead to uh, affects the critical thinking of student or any employees, because if they every time depend on AI, then they won't be able to think for themselves. and and if there is some any technical outrage, then if the AI is not available, then they won't be able to think on themselves, so which can lead to many issues. Over to you.
uh, Uh, okay, so let us go to the past. There were so many jobs, for example, like postman. But then, as time went, I'm not saying postman job is gone, but as time went, the amount of use of postmans are not available. Like post office is not that much used, and then we got some other jobs like social media, and like social media has taken over the chatting part, and like amount of letters which were published before is gone. So what I'm trying to say through here is, once there will be a rise of AI, maybe some jobs will be just switching from one to another. There'll be better jobs coming in the future, which will be the call for that time. So this is my first point, that there will be job switching. There won't be jobs won't go. There will be better jobs, more jobs in the future. Second thing, Ayush did okay. There's one thing, like we can see these days there are many like on influencer marketing. There are some AI influencers which are coming. So maybe my opponent did not raise the point, but maybe he could have said that like the job of the influencers are also on the stake. But then again, the soul in the video, the like most of us just skip the AI related AI videos because there's no soul. And as my opponent also mentioned, the fact that some deep seek and all are like biased, having biased, although I did not agree to him, because he did not say anything with respect to employment for that. He just said that DeepSeek is biased. But okay, so considering that we know that AI is biased, or considering that we know that it does not have soul, so that problem is gone. Third thing, what my opponent also mentioned was like people will tend to be over dependent on AI and stuff, and this is what makes us upskill more, which makes us learn more, which makes us more built, more built to the uh, whatever work we are employed for. For example, if I'm web development, it will make me more skilled because I have to fight with, I cannot overcome AIs, but I should know how to use AI and do my work better. Okay, fourth thing is vibe coding. This is a term of the time. Like everybody says you can do all the coding using ChatGPT. You can do your app, you can do this, you can do that, but there's nothing called vibe debugging until and unless you know how the platform works, until and unless you know. Like it will take you ages or hours, not ages, it will take you hours and days to debug certain things, and which only a good computer engineer or one who has knowledge of the field will be able to do. So AI won't completely replace you, it will just help you, and it will improve the productivity of the human, and thus I feel AI will not lead to the cause of unemployment, but it will help. Okay, this it is introduced just now, so we are not very sure of what job it will give, or what new jobs will arise, but for now we cannot just say that AI is bad and for unemployment, for employment. Yeah, these were some of my points.
As you mentioned about the AI not having the soul, where the videos are very artificial,
Mhm.
but I think it is improving over time. Like tools like Ghibli art are taking very creative and very realistic art. That is able to generate very realistic art. I don't think it will be uh, a long time from now that they will also be able to generate video on the similar quality. Also, there was some another issues where the concept of deep fake was the AI generating deep fakes and fake videos can affect many employers because they can again share some fake news or uh, they can impersonate any person and can affect their job, and maybe they can leak some company's information which might be false and affecting the company. And again, as you said, the a person need to be able to debug the code or need to understand the heart of the code, as you mentioned about the vibe debugging term. But also, like we have seen, the tools nowadays are able to work on itself, on its own. Like many of the tools are able to generate the code and everything on its own. And if a newbie rely too much on it, or a fresher relies too much on it, then they won't be able to, like, able to debug anything on their own. Their critical thinking will be affected a lot, and they will again need to stay away from AI just to write or debug better code.
Mm, okay, yes, I did forget to talk on the Ghibli thing which you have mentioned. Like, I do agree that the AI is also going to the creative side, and like it is taking their jobs as well. Not taking their jobs, but it is going on that side. But I think it is the matter of fact that we should learn, we should realize it will, the thing which we can see that AI is going to the that area, so which will make everyone realize that something is going wrong. It will make the artist or anybody to come and together and make a better decision. Like the Ghibli art or whatever art is available on the AI should be very expensive, or certain rules should be made, and that will be only possible when such things happen. So I do not think that unemployment can be the cause. And again, uh, if somebody wants certain image of themselves, like if I want Ghibli art for my graphic design some work, and I want to have a hat here on my head, which is tilted like this. So I will ask AI once, twice, thrice, but it will not be able to debug it like the way I want. And it is also the pressure on the environment, that it like GPU requirements, the hardware requirements will not be matched, and thus I feel that it won't be having that much effect. So if I really want a graphic design which I want like this, then I'll have to approach some artist or some such people. And again, I would like to mention about small startups. Like if I want to have a startup, and if I want logo for my website or some website, so for a smaller, since I'm doing it for a smaller scale, I will have to have using AI will help me to build a startup, the initiate the startup, rather than expending my expenditures on some very expensive people. Now when my job will scale up, I'll obviously need some programmers, somebody who will look into my backend or whatever stuff, because when I scale it up, it is more difficult, it is very difficult for AI to handle all the devices, and it will be more difficult for me to manage the AI, like pay for AI and all. This is what I feel.
But tools like machine learning or neural networks are able to learn on itself. So I think AI is based on those terms. So I think AI will only get better, and as it get better, it will also affect the as the AI gets better, it will also improve itself, and again affecting the people, right? Like you have mentioned the many drawbacks of AI, like the head part, we need a graphic designer. But as more data is fed to it, as the AI is learning more on itself, then
Hmm.
it will definitely improve, right? When again affecting everything.
But also to mention, we are like in the process of building some bots or some robots which like will be working for certain things. For example, like in the shop, like nobody will learn study to be a shopkeeper or something like that. Nobody will be like doing uh, like learning in the future for cleaning any place. So certain things are developed for keeping that thing in the perspective. So we are, I think, just in the exploration phase, and whatever we could learn, however we could see, we are just doing about. But in the future, maybe there can be government, there can be some certain laws imposed where like certain things should be restricted, and then it will be easy. Because it is not easy like I can come tomorrow and say my AI bot, and I can do Ghibli image, because I will also have to I will have the requirement to run the data centers. I will have the requirement to cool and maintain them, which will be more expensive for me. So this is what I mean to say. Like only big companies can do certain tasks, such tasks. So there could be some government regulation where like whenever the company, like AI based company, is putting certain things into action, then they'll have certain terms and conditions, certain what it is called, um, certain declarations, certain formalities to be done and from the government, so that it is into control. But I think if we stop the AI at now stage when it is exploring to its extent, it won't give reap any fruit in the future. This is what I feel.
But also we have to consider the knowledge gap. Not everyone is AI, aware of AI, and we uh, like anyone who is aware of AI. And there are, if there are two persons, A and B, A is aware of AI, B has no idea what how does AI work. Then how will B compete with A in this environment? His job will be affected a lot. Like anyone will prefer A, right? No one will prefer B.
I could say the same thing. If A is aware of internet, B is not aware of internet, how will he work? Like I know it is like in the stone age kind of thing, but still I could say the same thing, right? So
Like currently there are many people who are like not aware of all these AI tools, but
mhm.
they are aware of internet. They use like basic terms, like they are aware of UPI, how the internet net banking works and everything, and they are still able to manage this. But if AI took over everything, then how will they survive?
There is a very famous quote that a person who like AI won't replace you. A person who using AI will replace you. So I feel that yes, it is part of like scaling up. If the person wants a good employment status or if he wants good job, then he should be aware of the surrounding. This is what I feel. It is not that applicable question over here.
So basically, you are saying that AI is threat to those people,
To whom?
uh, like who is not aware of AI.
I think those people does not know proper ways to upskill themselves.
So it is affecting their employability, right? India is very populated country. There are many people who are not aware. So
Uh,
if AI take over everything, then they won't be able to survive, right?
that is what makes the difference. A person who is not trying to know about AI is not a person who is capable of using the technology or to be in the surrounding, but a person who is putting more efforts and learning AI and learning how to use the tools is actually putting more efforts and thus making him more credible than the other person. I do agree what you are saying, but that is again winning my point of view.
And how will you answer about the word dependence? If a student is always dependent on AI, always copying his homework, his or her homework from AI, and generating all the everything from the AI, then he won't be able to think critically, right? Then how one should overcome this?
I think this is the same answer to why some get what is the term, like if you want to be a person of the long term point of view, if you want to create a long term impact, then I think you should have you should upskill yourself. You should not be too much dependent, and then you'll be you'll get lay off, and then other person will replace you. So I think it just depends on the person. Like if he or she is more dependent on AI, one day AI is not there, some bug in ChatGPT, then he will like eventually realize that he's not good and he'll be replaced soon. So that is what I feel.
But a student who is in his high school is not aware of all this stuff, all these complications, right? Like
Mhm.
he won't know like his long term, what will be the long term consequences. He doesn't know like this is affecting his critical thinking skill. He just thinks that he's getting his work done. He will just pass the school and move on. Like he is not understanding. Like they are not aware of this, right? So, like, how at the foundational level, how
Mhm.
would you do this? How will you overcome this?
That is a very valid concern. Like what you are trying to ask me, I feel is the core qualities of the human will be lost in the terms of AI, which will make it difficult for him to get a new job. This is what you're asking, right?
Kind of, but I was more stressing on the like the fundamental years, like when you are a teen, not teen exactly, when you are in high school and you don't really think about the long term consequences a lot,
Mhm.
and like how will you uh, save those kids from AI affecting them in the future?
Again, I think that maybe like as I mentioned, like AI is into the exploration phase, and the like certain norms should be imposed on by the government on the like AI companies. But to take the conversation further, I think there should be some restriction. I'm not aware of if there's any restriction for ChatGPT like age limit, but there should be some age limit, and that does not mean that everybody has a computer period. Like that time, students should be you know given certain time to interact with AI, to know the AI. But there should be some restriction, age restriction for the students so that they are into the proper training of themselves rather than over dependence.
Yeah.
That is it. Shall we go ahead with the topic, like GD
Yes.
part?
Yes. Like
uh,
it kind of went to the GD part. You kind of started giving solutions. So maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead. And I do not have also any point to ask you any
Hmm.
questions.
Same. Likewise.
Mm, did I start? Skill job switch. Okay, yes. Feedback. How it went?
You should have mentioned. I mean, I am aware of like this is something which I prepared. Like, if you have to like, you should have mentioned the example of Excel. Like earlier, the job was like basic clerk job which was replaced by Excel drastically, but they were able to switch their uh, like so basically AI won't affect. It will just do job switching. So one person will go from this field to that field, something like this.
I did mention about this with the postman point of view, but then I was like, if I give one more example, I'll be just elaborating again and again.
Uh, like a postman example is I don't think like totally relevant here. Like
Mhm.
postmans are still there, right? We don't have like robotic
I,
delivery
I
yet.
I saw your
You are
smirk,
also
while saying about postman.
I was about to say that like you are also expecting a letter, right? And AI is not going to deliver it.
Okay, so I think maybe I should have given a better example while stating that statement.
Like Excel example was pretty good because the data entry job, not data entry, but the desk job, the clerk job was totally replaced by Excel,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have like so they had to learn about the Excel. So you should have given example of this. Like in this scenario, Excel is like a AI now. So
Mm-hmm.
like to survive, you have to learn AI.
Uh,
Something like
Something like
that,
that.
maybe.
Yes. Uh, speaking about you, uh, I think one point which you mentioned about DeepSeek wasn't that applicable. Like you said, it is biased, but for
But
employment point of view, you
yeah, I
weren't
should
clear.
like given more example, but I wasn't able to think of anything.
No, no, I'm saying
Uh,
you weren't able to link that thing with the employment point of view.
Improvement, right? Yeah, yeah. I should have said something. Uh, okay, I could have said something like this maybe. So, DeepSeek is China based only, and their data is mostly biased towards China. And if they decide to, suppose if the situation arises like DeepSeek is currently available free for everyone, and it becomes so good for the coding and all those jobs that people become dependent on it. But suddenly, if China decides to let's say put some heavy charges on it, or let's say they don't allow it to certain countries, then it will affect job maybe, but slightly going off topic, I
No,
guess.
I think that was a very good point that you could have mentioned about, like, if AI is not available for India and it's just available for USA, so there'll
Hmm.
be some better growth in that part region than here, right? So you could have, but then again, I would have said that I would have said something like more research should
uh,
be done in India side, and
yes, actually India don't have any AIs right now, so maybe
they
that
don't.
was a good point, but they are like in the research and development R&D phase right now, and I
Actually,
think India will be able to.
there are some 61 ML models from US, and India has zero right now, which is a matter of a big concern, to be honest. Like, we are mostly going to service side rather than researching.
Hmm. Like yeah, that was actually good. uh, in general, if the topic was on AI, then we could
Then
have
it would
used
have been
this.
a good point. Yes. Do you have any other
Like
feedback, or shall we think in perspective of others?
yes.
Do you have any feedback?
No, no, we
Uh,
can proceed.
okay, so take 1 minute. We'll take 1 minute and think. Hmm? Do you want more time? Uh,
I'm not really able to think of anything else. I think you covered almost everything.
uh, I got some point for you. I think you should have stuck with the thing like you said about creativity and it will like improve day by day. Then while we were talking about ghibli art, right? Then you would have taken it to other level, like there are even movies coming of ai, advertisement coming of ai. We should have stuck with that point. And second thing which I would have said was, considering the population right now, there are more like, if there's one job, there are more. I'm not like you should have agreed for with me for some time, like AI will not take away entire job. Like if there's one job and six people are doing that job, then it will take job of maybe two three people. But considering the population right now, it will be a huge, like every company gives out two three people, means unemployment will rise. So I think with respect to population, you could have said something.
Again, I don't really think that is related to, yeah. Like unemployment is a huge issue in India. Like it's
uh,
irony if I'm saying it. But still, I think
no it
unemployment will still be a issue because of the skill set issue only, not depend only because of AI.
Mhm. Okay, okay, so you had a like a topic bias, you preferred this side.
Kind of, yes.
Okay, okay. I think, yeah, even I was not able to think much on unemployment side. Like, do you have any? What were your points? Could you just describe them again? Like, what did you mention
Uh, like I would have
in one line? Mm.
like stressed more about from your side. You're saying, right?
No, what did you say? Like, I'm just trying to recollect. What did you say?
Okay, I said about critical thinking,
Uh,
over dependence, and bias result, and about the creative side or Ghibli art.
yeah. Can you continue what you were saying? You were saying something about me.
So from your side, I would have stressed more on the job switching side instead of job replace, like losing job. But
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned it, but still a little bit more emphasis would
More
have been
emphasis.
better.
Yes, yes, yes. Maybe one reason why I wasn't able to think much was like we are not aware what new jobs will come in the future.
Like no one is aware
No
now.
one is aware, so that I think I was good in that perspective. Like I said, we are into exploration phase, like I stressed that was something good, I think. Okay, let's do a gd. Like what do you feel, what will be the like
Wasn't this a GD right? What we did just now.
kind of, yes, and maybe conclusion.
Like, okay, no, but apart from that, I don't really have any more points to like add. Uh,
Maybe we
okay,
can talk about
to
what shall be the laws imposed by the government on the companies. Do you have anything to add which will like
uh, okay, so possible solutions like from ground level, I will start.
Mhm,
Like so, for students, they shouldn't be allowed to use AI.
mhm,
At least the high school students.
mhm.
And for basic assignments, they should be asked to like go refer some books, or from that they should be uh, asked to do it,
Mhm.
or so that will solve the critical thinking issue, like over dependence issue.
Just adding the
And
point
about
because I just a second. Maybe in the school side only, like there can be some creative ways of doing certain homeworks or something. So like that day you said, like certain things, like teachers or the faculty should be more creative in the way to give homework, so that students don't rely on the AI. This is what you meant, right?
yes,
Yes. And second
uh,
point.
like also not the boring kind of homeworks, like just to write some stuff which is similar same for all, so
Yeah.
maybe more customizable. And also introducing AI as a topic, maybe so
Ah.
like maybe one computer lecture per week maybe, and to like being aware of everything.
Hmm.
So that will also solve the issue of like skill set issue, like some people not aware of AI, so they will be aware. From governmental side, I think
There should be age restriction for students, like underage people. I know there will be people who will be still surpassing that thing, but
yes, it won't be effective because there are various age restriction on certain sites. Uh, but the people still use it. People, children
maybe like you
still
have to
use it.
put your Aadhaar number and all to get into
Uh,
something like
I
that.
don't think that will be effective. Like they will find some way to, like some
Crack it.
loophole to use it still.
And the next
And
concerns of ours was, about the
The
creative
creative
side.
side,
Yes,
yeah.
that day we had a discussion, like there should be like all the creative, because actually like GPU running and all, it is costing a lot, to be honest. So maybe there could be like whatever images are generated are very expensive, from like government sets a rule that it should be very expensive, and maybe there should be some certain limits that the company could do only this many images per day, something like that.
So basically, like kind of like a gold, like real gold,
So,
or a diamond maybe.
diamond, yes, yes. And there another thing I mentioned, it should be like whatever art comes from the AI should be like having a like NFTs. They should be having like blockchain dependence. Like whatever, if I'm using the art somewhere else, then there should be link. Like everything will be tracked down. So somewhere we are even using like I could not really think of any use of NFTs, but we could use really here. Like it would make sense to use it here. Do you all have any other suggestion?
Mm, not really. Uh, like no one can actually predict what will AI do in the future. Like
Hmm.
every day you can, oh, this is also possible, which is the scene right now. So
But don't you feel
uh,
that there'll be saturation one time, like all will be like normal, AI will be normalized at a larger extent?
yes, maybe it will be like similar to Google, because when Google was introduced as a search engine, it was like a very big thing when it was introduced, but now it's like a normal thing.
Hmm.
But still, something else will come. Like it will be a continuous process. So AI will maybe saturate, but something even bigger than AI might come.
There is some possibility that quantum computing might there is. I can't say really.
Yes.
So.
Like maybe in future the GPUs will be able to like won't be that costly. It will be somehow
Mm,
made more cost effective.
that
Like earlier we used to use floppy disk, right?
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
floppy disks are no in use. So maybe the current system is like the GPU for those people, right? So in future the GPUs will be more easy, cost effective.
Possible. Yeah. So how, okay, one discussion we could have said was, how do you make this conscious decision of surviving into the employment while AI is there?
Employment. Uh, okay, what I will do.
Mm.
I think the best thing is to upskill yourself continuously,
Mm-hmm.
keep learning new things so that you don't go like you're not the outdated version. So that is one thing. And I think I'm like personally maybe struggling from this like over dependence. I wasn't really able to think too much on my own. So uh, like having a self control or using the AI and constantly upskilling yourself and staying up to date is, I think, is the solution.
Good. Yes. Upskilling you mentioned. I think one more point is you should be very flexible. Like it can be like your job can be replaced totally. Like you should know certain things to but meaning you should have the core qualities with you, like leadership, like communication skills, like networking. Certain such things should be more important. Also with your skills, so that some other day full AI replaces your job, you have other job, then you it's easier for you to switch. And also I really don't feel that I'm dependent on AI, of course, but think I'm not badly dependent on it. Like it is not affecting me anyhow. Like if I have to think something, I'll think and then I'll use AI. So I don't know, I haven't realized that I'm doing something bad with AI.
I don't think you are you are not that much affected, because while also like when we were started like recording ourselves on any random topic,
Mm-hmm.
like I wasn't able to think too much on myself, like on personally, but also while preparing for the GDPI for the essay writing part, like I wasn't able to come up with fresh ideas.
Uh-huh.
But when I googled it, like not Google, when I asked the ChatGPT to do the same thing, it was like very easy. So kind of I was over dependent on that.
Uh-huh. certain things like deep learning, when I go to think about it, when I go to study, it feels like your body is actually the same version, like you are training yourself the same version, how the model is getting trained, your like weights, like it shows some similarity at a larger extent. Just I said it simply.
That's why it is called neural network, right?
Yeah.
It works like human brain.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so that was our discussion. Do you have anything else to add, or shall we go to the Gemini part?
Yes, we can go to the Gemini part unless
Mhm.
you have something.
Shall I? I should have emphasized one more point, that it helps to be more productive and thus employment is easier,
Yes, you should have mentioned about the product. You mentioned it, but
but did
maybe
not
not
emphasize.
that much. Yeah, like you should have mentioned about automation. You didn't mention anything about automation. Like
Mhm.
kind of mentioned, but still,
No, no.
you didn't use the word, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't stressed.
Okay, but
Yeah.
share screen.
After the meet, can I try to share the screen and see if it is recording also after the meet?
Yes, sure. Share entire. Wait, let me share it like this. Uh, Windows. Let me click in picture. Yes, so that I can see our pretty faces.
Yep. Cool, cool.
Debate for pattern structure. Give for and against point for the topic. Will is AI threat to employment?
Okay. One more point I had in my mind. Like, can you see me, or can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I
Uh,
can see.
I wanted to say I had this in my mind, like, before there was like people used to go on the like grind, like if there's anything to be grind, but now then there were mixers, so whoever uses, he can put in the mixer, come in the kitchen, watch some movie. Whenever it is done, you can go there. So it is taking, AI will take some of our burden. I wanted to relate some of a burden so that we can focus on more important stuff and more creative stuff rather than automation. And I wanted to mention this, but then I forgot.
Yeah, automation was like a good part, and some examples. I mean, like the same example. Okay,
Yeah, routine
so
task.
automation is
Again,
his first point.
first point. Yes, I missed it.
Uh,
What are you trying to do?
no, mouse.
Uh-huh.
Okay, automation of routine task.
Data entry,
Maybe
customer service,
this
survival. Yes, yes, I should have mentioned it. Yes.
night for the jobs. Okay, increased efficiency and cost reduction.
Just one point I want to tell. It was AI. The development of AI was into field, like consideration, because keeping blue collar jobs in mind, like certain jobs which nobody will do. But then it happened ulta, and the white collar jobs are getting like more
Mhm.
replaced before.
You shouldn't say this when if there is someone in the mid who is currently working in the IT sector. Like I asked Jayant and Harsh about the same. How do you feel like you have been working for like last 7 8 months, and how do you think will AI is the buzz about the AI really true, or is it just like a buzzword?
Hmm.
And they were like bit annoyed on me, both of them,
What
like
did
for
this?
asking.
Like, I did not get you.
So like I asked them like, so since you are working for like last few months and in the IT sector, and I asked them about will AI like really replace you, will AI affect the IT jobs or the
Hmm.
coding jobs?
Hmm.
And like, so is it like a, I'll ask them like exact what was our topic, so basically is it a real threat or is just a buzzword? I asked them like exactly in these terms,
Hmm.
and they were both annoyed. Like Jayant was more annoyed than Harsh actually.
So it is like,
Like
yes.
both, yes.
Uh-huh.
So their answer was, to summarize, was like, it will affect like the freshers or who don't have like less than 2 3 years of work ex. Anyone above that won't be affected that much.
Uh-huh.
Increase efficiency and cost reduction.
I should have mentioned about the filtering, like a person in the job who's not doing his job properly will be like. I mentioned about layoff a bit, but I should have mentioned about that.
Uh, like that will be better for me. Like that will be a good point from my
Ah,
side,
for
right?
your point of view. Mhm. Efficiency and cost reduction. Yep. I mentioned a bit about startup, like it will be easier, and then for
Hmm.
scale up. Yeah.
Like, but also using AI is also expensive, right? Not always. Like you mentioned about the GPU point.
Yeah. But for initially, it
Advanced.
is not that, like initially we can just do website using ChatGPT, right? But then
Yeah.
when it scales down, scales up to bigger extent, it could be
Hmm.
advancement in cognitive task. AI is handling tasks. Is it a
This
point
is
for
for or against?
against, right?
Yeah. Arguments for more.
For साले.
Advancement cover. See, this is the bad side of AI. मागे विचारूया त्याकाच विचारूया मागे
Mm.
to check this later.
Mhm.
Uh, displacement in multiple sectors.
How is this against?
Arguments for AI being a threat. So AI is a threat, they are saying.
Is a threat? Okay, threat to employment. Okay. Yeah, right.
Now even I am confused. So what was the first point?
Automation of routine tasks.
Okay, so this is being like from my side they are
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah,
So
yeah.
AI is a threat.
Okay, so all whatever routine tasks is there will go, and there are many people doing routine tasks.
Hmm.
Increase
So this was
efficiency.
about routine task. Then uh, increase efficiency. Again, the same. Like all points are kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
See,
One more thing,
automation
like
again.
from cost reduction, I came to, just it strike my mind that
Hmm.
one who is doing a very good graphic designing, he will try to put his what do you call his cost of work little down so that he can compete with the AI, because AI is comparatively more cheaper than his work, right? So when
Hmm.
everybody reduces their, what is cost called, payment, reducing their payment, that time, the zeal, the motivation for human will go a bit, and thus affect.
No, I don't really think so. If AI starts doing it for free, then how will human compete? They won't do it for free, right?
uh, no, not free, I'm saying, like if you consider like some subscriptions, like they try
Hmm.
to do it little less, right?
Uh, like from my Shark Tank experience, like all the watching, they mentioned like never play on the price because someone else will come for even cheaper and like will take away your job. Maybe
Mm.
not maybe relevant, but sounds good. Sounds very fancy. Job displacement in many sectors,
Poised
transportation.
to disrupt.
Okay, everything is like on same repetition only.
Hmm. I don't you think we should try Chat GPT for this? Like I have it.
Fine,
It has better, thoughts than.
better
Let's
points.
let's compare.
Okay, I'll give the same prompt.
Mhm. Hey,
A
where are your chats going? You can remove that.
There is nothing to hide actually. I'm not
I
like you.
know
You
that.
can read.
That's fine.
Root canal process tips. UK, Russia, Ukraine probability distribution.
It's fine. It's fine. You started statistics. Okay, we'll talk it later.
Yeah. Yeah, I started. Okay, the cursor was hidden. Never mind. Sure, it's a balanced set. Job displacement. Okay.
Hmm.
Reduce need for human labor.
Most
Widening skill gap. Mm,
low skilled or
not
traditional. Mm.
not able to understand on anything today. Okay, job displacement. We covered this,
Yes.
right?
We covered this. Let's focus here. Reduce need for human.
Reduce need for human labor, human workers.
Yes, kind of
Not
true
required.
because
Yeah.
there is a possibility of human error, but with AI there won't be any possibilities such.
Hmm.
You could have mentioned this.
But that would be a good point, right? That AI, using AI is a good thing then. Like if it improves efficiency.
But then you'll try to take them right. Try to use AI
Ah,
rather
yes,
than
it's
human
affecting employment here.
employment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, so AI is a threat to employment, right?
Yes, yes.
But uh, for employment, it's bad. For company, it's good, right?
Like that you're
So
saying.
it's
That
kind
work.
of in both sides, maybe.
Hmm. Maybe it is the way how you present your idea.
Hmm.
Workers without tech skills we struggle to get registered. Not really convinced. Short-term economic
It's risky.
disruptions. Sudden implementation can lead to social unemployment as people need time.
It won't be like too much sudden. They will have some time, right?
Yes, concentration of opportunities.
Like maybe in the future, I said this right now, and this is recorded, and this will be on YouTube. So in the future, if something comes like this, then people will like make a meme of this. Yeah.
Concentration of opportunities. I think there were no good points for you to speak, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Against AI is not a threat. Now it will be very like good and positive thing only. Job
Yes, I-
creation in new fields. Like if this point was about concentration of opportunities. This is the same point, but in a good way. Job creation in new field.
yeah. Human
Like sugar, this is the normal thing, and this is the sugar coated thing.
Human AI collaboration. AI can assist, not replace the workers using AI.
So
I
this
should
will be
have
nice.
mentioned this. Doctors and all, like, who will go to, like, trusting AI is very difficult, right? Even the self-driving cars, nobody will trust it very soon. Even doctors, I won't, even
Yeah,
barbers, I won't like to be cut my hairs using AI. I should have mentioned this. This is a very nice point.
yeah, they might just cut your instead of your hair, they may cut your hair also.
Yeah. Focus on create. I had so many points.
Even AI collaboration. Okay, so focus
Emotional
on
intelligence. I
creating
should have mentioned this. Like, certain
decision making. Okay,
historical precedent. Precedent, just like
precedent.
machines don't element
So
all works.
basically, the example of Excel again.
Mm-hmm. Upskilling and reskilling opportunities. Yes, yes, yes. So two points which I like from here was the human emotions and then like certain jobs I should have focused like doctors. Other than that, I think
Yes,
I covered many points.
I think like this response is more towards little biased because I have been asking ChatGPT about wet and essay practice, so they give me something like that. And
Cool. Obviously. Key terms.
topic introduction. What's the read?
Yes, we should have introduced what
What
is
is
AI.
AI?
What is AI? We should have introduced. Statements. Otherwise, tell it to give a good script.
Yeah, any topic I said. I will like send all the doubts together.
Yeah, yeah. Opening statements for us out.
Like we are doing this, we plan to do this, but it doesn't happen exactly.
Which one? Which one?
Like we do these opening statements, like two, three strong arguments we give from both sides.
Uh-huh.
Like we decided to do an introduction, but we don't do it.
But I think merging makes sense. Like introduction is what is it? Opening
No,
statement.
no. I mean, like I don't mean like we have to do it separately, but like basic introduction should be done. Like what is the topic and
Uh,
little bit about AI, something like
yes,
this.
yes, we should have done this. Like today, we had potential. Like maybe we are not considering there's any audience looking at us.
Hmm. Rebuttal round. Each side contest the other ones with logical evidence. Just
Today, I
repeating the
didn't ask you any
opening.
questions, right?
No, not really.
I I could not think of any question to ask you.
Focus on directly replying to what the other said.
Avoid just repeating the opening. Focus on idea. Meaning, are you?
Like ask questions basically. Me.
One question which I have, which I could have asked you is like in the future there'll be certain jobs which will just go, without AI also. For example, before we had reindeer in Goa, like the amount of people who are doing that job is not available. But using AI, with the help of AI, there can be like robotics and AI could merge, and in the future we could have such potential. But if we don't go to explore such certain things, we are killing the ideology that such jobs will be like revived, because we need that job. So how do you face it? How shall we face it? uh, Given the definition of artificial intelligence is doing any work without human interference.
Very good question.
I should have asked you.
Uh, so AI and human should go hand in hand.
Maybe you could have
That's
answered like
question. No, no,
mm,
never mind.
huh?
Like kind of continue.
You could have answered like maybe in the school section only, like we are more concentrated on engineering or medical or engineering, so there should be more implementation of like such things should be normalized, like there are other jobs as well. And from school only people should be made aware, especially the cultural, like if you are in Goa, that culture should be, whatever is required for the culture should be introduced to the student at the earlier stage, so that they have understanding. So you do not need AI to do that. If student know, like most of the student doesn't know that there is job like that, so it would help it. Maybe you could have said this. Let us go ahead.
And we are almost following similar structure only.
Yes, yes.
Uh, Rebuttal around side counters other points with logic or evidence. Okay, free discussion. Like this is like our GD kind of
Hmm.
short points. Summarize your main arguments.
Hmm.
Re-emphasize your strong point.
We are following it. Just introduction we have to work.
Hmm. Speak slowly and clearly. Avoid using complex word unless needed.
What did I use that day? Descriptive.
Huh?
Discretionary. I used one word, that day.
Which one?
I'll send you later. I am not recollecting it.
Okay, what was that? Even I forgot.
That was so funny. I wasn't able to say that word.
De-initialize. What was that? De-intensifies. I don't remember.
Same, same.
Eye contact. Nope. Voice modulation. Stress key points and avoid being monotone. Okay, this was like very common feedback in most of the mock interviews I have seen.
Are we
Like we
monotone?
at least I think uh, like most of the time when we speak in the same tone, right?
Hmm.
Like if there is a like I'm not a good I won't be able to like do it properly. So basically if you are speaking on something important, like for example I will ask ChatGPT only.
Mm.
So basically it is being not being monotonous means uh, like you were stressing on some important points. So in this example, AI will replace jobs. So like we said it in a normal tone, so like maybe a little louder. So AI will replace important job, but we can do this, and then you can like solutions take little soft in the softer tone, something like this.
Mhm.
of not uh, eye contact, voice modulation, body language, use hand gestures naturally.
Ah, yes, I wanted to tell you, you don't show me this. Show me this from tomorrow.
This
I can't see it really right now, but show even your this.
are you aware of posh committee?
Posh, no?
Thank God. like you should be aware. Like in the corporate environment, Harsh told me, but I was aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like posh committee is. I will type it. I don't remember the formula, but something related to this
Okay.
in office environment.
Uh,
Even I forgot the full form. What is full form for posh? Instead of
woman.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
of
okay.
course.
What?
Like Harsh told me on the first day only of the one shield, they were briefed about this.
Uh-huh. That's nice.
Active listening. Listen to your friend points so you can rebut
Properly.
properly. Okay. Some practice wrapping up the argument concerns. Okay, we should give more, like little bit more emphasis on summarizing, like overall summary.
Yes, I have this feedback for me actually. I also for you that we are sometimes over explaining and beating around the bush and not trying to tell the concise definition whatever point was.
Yeah, me also. Like when you are running out of content, you just tend to explain, like go in a circle on the same topic.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, except same thing he told one. Discuss what went well, what didn't. Give each other constructive feedback. Try switching the side next time to strengthen perspective
Ah,
taking.
damn. We are doing that.
I hope he was not listening to us. Speak for 1 to 2 minutes without prep. Debate as if you are CEO, student or policymaker.
Mhm.
Record and review. Listen to your debate to catch things you can improve. We are doing exactly everything.
Yes. Can you ask what are the better ways to review?
Yes.
Maybe after this, after the prompt.
Okay. Good ways to introduce any topic in debate. Start with a question. What if one day your job was replaced by a robot? Sounds futuristic. Well, that future may already be here. So this is
Oh.
voice modulation basically. Without
Uh,
voice modulation, this will look. What if one day your job was replaced by a robot? Sounds futuristic. Well, that future may already be here. This is very monotonous.
mhm.
Like the way I said before was not being monotonous.
Can I give you one activity to practice this?
Yeah.
While reading, don't read in your mind. Read out.
Artificial intelligence is not just a tool; it's a revolution, and revolutions always bring disruption. Wow, so
Yes.
actually a good point.
Yes, it is a good
You're
point.
like you were saying in general, right? Not now.
Ah, yeah, in general. Like you read a lot, right? Code or statistics. According to.
We don't know any statistics, but it's a good point. But
Yeah.
anyways, so debate whether AI is threat. Okay, like when I said about the like introduction, I meant like this point.
Same, same.
Like when threat, define what is threat or just a transformation.
Even like. No, never mind. What was the topic yesterday? Government rebuke. What was that word?
Uh, Government intervention
No, there was one word with R. Let it be.
on technology
Regulation.
regulate.
Regulate. Yeah.
Hmm.
So maybe we could have also cleared what regulation means. What management regulation. What is the difference between terms? What government means also. As a student
At
learning what
personal
technology
touch.
means, I see.
Like they are using my history and like giving this answer.
But that is a
Both tech and business.
good
Yeah,
point.
it is a good thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What does monotonous sound like? Flat, same speed, same pitch delivery. Like, AI is a double-edged sword. On one side, it brings innovation. On the other side, it threatens the very livelihoods of millions. Imagine waking up one day and your job no longer exists. Not because you were bad at it, not because you were bad at it, but because a machine could do it faster and
And
cheaper.
cheaper.
Like we should introduce like pauses in between to like whenever you pause during like public speaking and like it grabs the audience's attention.
Yes, yes, yes.
But that doesn't mean you should pause at everything.
Yes,
Like
yes.
yeah, is a double. It's one.
You know,
AI.
I could think of two uses of pause. First is yes, you allow the audience to process whatever you're saying, and second is you give yourself also a chance to think, and third is you don't use gap words. What?
Okay, you are not able to see it.
I'm not able to see. Yes, did you pause?
Never mind.
I'm mute. Misale.
Never mind. Okay, yeah, filling the gap words is a good point. Like good use of pause or filler words. Pause after strong points. Emphasis emotional words like livelihoods, faster, cheaper.
Yep.
Change pitch. Go slightly higher for questions or emotional points.
Points.
Go slightly higher for questions or emotional point. Slower for serious ones.
Slow or serious ones. Use pauses. Highlight important words with louder or slow pitch. Practice in front of mirror or record yourself. Don't memorize everything, just memorize key points and speak naturally. If you want, I can help you write a 1 minute intro for speak.
Like
Nakas.
I had one more question.
What was the question? We had one question, right?
One minute.
Uh-huh, yeah. Very nice question. Very nice question. Because 2 minutes are not even enough to even think. Like, I'm not trained to think so fast.
This happened with me during my first GD at IM Raipur, which was in Mumbai. So, like the GD was only for 10 minutes, and we were given 2 minutes to think.
Mm-hmm.
And like the topic only was so long that while I was writing the topic name, like it
Ah,
was one-liner topic, and 1 minute was already over, and I haven't even started thinking. Like when I was still writing some of the points, then they said you can start,
oh, yeah.
and my
Understood.
heart was racing, duck, 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 duck.
Also, one more incident. Have you watched any beauty pageants? Like they ask some questions and they think there's even UPSC interview. They say, "Give me a minute to think." In that, if I have had the same experience sometimes, and I said to the opposite person that give me 1 minute to think, and in that 1 minute I used to get all weird thoughts like what shall I say? What shall I say? Is it same with
Like
you?
I
Or
haven't,
do you
I haven't seen it. I have experienced it.
do you what is your mindset that time, like how do you focus in the question and not the other word?
I don't like focus on the other word because my interview is on the line, but I'm not able to generate anything. Like I'm just maybe able to generate one point, but the rest of the time I'm just thinking about that point only and nothing more constructive point. So I like don't ask them to give me a minute to think. I will just say, can I have a moment to think, so that they don't have any expectation how long I am going to take. So
Nice.
like if I'm not able to think, I will just start away speaking on whatever point I have.
In my 11th standard we had a competition like Master Damodar, and I was in final, and they asked me a question like if you want to go past and meet anybody from history, whom you will meet. And I had no idea. I was like, shall I say Mahatma Gandhi? But if I say, everybody will go against me and I don't even support his ideology. And then I was thinking, so I just said, ma'am, could you please repeat the question? And then I took some time to, and at the end I said Gautam Buddha.
Yeah, this was also another strategy some students used to use. Like instead of repeating, they can also like repeat the question themselves only. So Like if you if I had to answer like some extra time if I wanted, I will just repeat it. So any person I would like to visit it will be, and then I will start thinking. So
Uh-huh.
little with 10 second extra.
Yes, yes.
Okay, how to use 2 minutes effectively? Understand the topic. What is the core issue? Clarify the meaning of the topic if needed. Not there is no one to clarify with.
Hmm.
Okay, choose the side. You already chose the side.
Framework is important. Yeah.
Points. Pick 2 3 strong points using a framework. See below. And if you think of effect example. P. Point explanation example. Point explanation example. Okay. State your point.
Give an
So
explanation. Mhm.
AI is replacing repetitive jobs and briefly elaborate why it is valid. These are easy to automate and cost saving. Give supporting example. Many companies use chatbot instead of. Okay, we can try.
We can try this method. This will
Point.
also avoid us to over explain.
Hmm. C.
See, how does this work?
Social economical. Okay, so this is very similar to like yesterday on last voice note I told you about the
Pestle.
pestle frame.
Yes, yes. Could you? I forgot about it. Like
Yes. Political, environmental, social, economical, technology, and ethical maybe.
maybe. Yeah.
So basically, when you are speaking, speak on from all these aspects,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessary to speak on every aspect. Like whatever is relevant, you can do it.
But it's a very good practice. It covers everything.
Uh, one incident I wanted to share, like about the same one,
Mm-hmm.
Pestol. So during my one IFT interview, we were on seated on a rectangular table and we were very close. So I wrote, we were given 2 minutes to think, and the girl next to me had written Pestle, use Pestle. And oh, I had no like I didn't remember what Pestle that time was, and like it increased my anxiety a little bit during that time.
uh,
Social, economic, and ethical. So these are like the main 3 points.
mm-hmm.
P and C, these are the two frameworks we can use. So social affecting mental health, economic consumer behavior only. It is fair to restrict their freedom. Okay. Social media be banned for children. Prep framework.
Point is, see, I think
Point
similar.
reason.
Like
Yeah, it's same. I'm aware of this. Like it's same like the first one. P.
uh-huh.
C.
This,
C. Problem, cause, remedy. Everything is same kind of.
yes, yes.
I can like guess what would be the next word. Something like advantages, disadvantages, like intro advantages, disadvantages, confusion. Something like
Uh,
this sort will be the next framework.
this is
Past,
a
present, future. Okay, this is a good one.
this is a good one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was like actually relevant. Like for AI, we could like start from the past, how it began, how what is there, and what is going to future.
I kind of
Suggested
tried to
like
do that, but I wasn't able. I wasn't successful enough to do that. Even mentally right, the table, material.
okay. Do you have any questions?
There was one question which we forgot to write. Like I told you,
Uh,
type it later. Let it be.
yeah.
Never mind. Like whenever it strikes me, I'll tell.
Again, one more question. I am like, give me some good.
Hmm. I strongly believe. Like I said, I feel many a times today. कंघी कर ले.
I strongly believe. It is
It's
evident.
evident. We
I would
should
like to highlight. I firmly
firmly
argue.
argue. It is important
It's
to
important to
acknowledge.
acknowledge.
One must
Must
recognize.
recognize.
We cannot ignore the fact. Let me emphasize here. The data clearly,
Yes.
let the data clearly, to sound logical or analytical, this clearly demonstrates.
Clearly demonstrate. We can infer.
This can be attributed to. Oh, by the way, we were supposed to have a GD today, right, on AI, but somehow we did that.
Yeah. Indirectly it went to the AI only.
Yes, yes.
Okay, to propose a solution. I propose we adopt.
Mm.
We should implement. The government must enforce. We need to prioritize.
Prioritize.
Steps should be taken to disagree respectfully. While I understand your point, I would like to counter it by
Mm.
saying,
Mm.
that being said, I'd like to challenge this assumption. Okay, just a better way to like disagree respectfully is just to say like I agree, but to add another viewpoint to this.
Mhm.
Like these sound very polite, and you don't use any negative words like disagree, counter, challenge.
I also like that second last point. Let's reconsider the broader impact on over your point,
Hmm.
which is like much a debate for debate it is.
Coming back to the topic, no, this is actually a GD skill. Like sometimes the topics went a little bit out of the out of the box and not to just sticking to topic. Then if to step in like by saying like
Mm.
as we are going, as I think that we are going little outside the topic. I will try to bring it like something like this. That
Let us draw the
I like
attention
to
to the
bring
topic.
draw the attention by doing and then explaining your point so that the invigilator will see that you are showing leadership skills.
Ah, yes, to add emphasis on
This underscores. It amplifies the risk.
amplifies,
Instead of increase, we should use amplifies.
amplifies. You know,
It
yesterday I was
triggers
struggling with the word. I'm still struggling. I said submerged. What was the word?
submerged.
Yes,
Uh,
to 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 put pressure on something. Submerge. There's other good word in S. You only help me with the word.
yes, I remember. First letter is S
Yes, first letter is S.
to put pressure on someone. Uh, no,
Let
I
me,
don't think so. It is. I don't remember only what's the word.
if I
You
strike,
can watch the
if you
recording.
strike me, I'll tell you.
Moving forward, furthermore, in
Meanwhile,
contrast,
on the other hand,
conclude.
more
More importantly,
more
let me
important.
take this further.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
Anything else? Nothing. What type of questions shall we ask each other? Is there any?
Okay.
How to? What type of questions shall we ask while rebuttal? In a debate, you mentioned, okay? Because what type of question should you ask? Pose a flaw in their logic. Force them to clarify a vague point. Mhm.
Make them uncomfortable. I kind of tried to do this because you are against the Ghibli art thing, right?
Uh, uh,
Could you please elaborate on what you meant by this is a good way?
mhm.
You said AI creates more job than indeed destroys. Could you please specify which industries?
I tried to do this yesterday to you, like somewhere.
Uh,
I said like which areas it is affecting. Could you please say? Then you said generally every area. Yeah.
aren't you assuming that all workers will easily adapt to new technologies? Is it
Mm.
fair to assume that everyone will benefit equally from automation? Can you give a real world example? Which country has implemented this policy and seen good results?
Oh, ethical practical challenge. Humans. What happens to people in low digital literacy? You asked
So
me
I
this.
have mentioned this point.
You asked me
Yeah.
this. Is economic growth shield meaningful if it increases inequality?
And their arguments against them. You said AI improves efficiency. Would you agree that higher efficiency can lead to job cuts? Oh, this is a nice way. If
Yes,
social
yes.
media helps kids learn why are mental health issues rising among teenagers?
Mm-hmm.
What to do when you can't answer your opponent's question? Acknowledge honesty, just redirect. It's a valid point, and I don't have it at the moment. However, let's not forget the bigger picture piece.
Oh.
This is a good way. Man. That's an interesting question. Before I respond, can I clarify what you meant by?
Hmm. Yeah, yesterday you asked me one question and I had no answer to that. So I just said let us agree to your answer for certain time, but answer this question first and then let's go. I really did not have any answer to that. I wanted some time. While I may not know the exact numbers, I'll admit that's a point worth exploring. However, even if we assume the core concern remains.
What not to do? Don't panic or go silent.
That day I did this. Don't try to
Don't
make
try
it.
to make up facts. 70%
80%.
of population. What was that? 80%.
Don't get defensive or say you are wrong aggressively.
Wrong.
Your
Okay.
data is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that is it, I guess. Anything else to add to the debate, or JD?
I think we can conclude.
Yes. Yes. See you
Conclude our
tomorrow.
meet. And yes.
Yeah, yes. Chalo, bye then. I'm stopping the record and